beautiful fuckers. With all due respect. All jokes, guys. All jokes. It just came to be. I'm sorry. Life is beautiful. It is. This game of life, it really is right now. Feeling good. Feeling the shift in consciousness. I feel like you guys are too. But you know what's crazy? Real quick before I get to the video, this is so infinite. These realities, you're so infinite, and it's like it's not that the awakening is happening in the future, right? Because it's all here right now, infinitely. It's just that you are as you do the inner work, as you raise your frequency, you're shifting your because your consciousness throughout the body. You're shifting your consciousness to the version of Earth that is awakening, right? The timeline, the 5D Earth split that we're talking about. You're all these realities are harmoniously coexisting with this right now, with the one that you're on right now, right? All these infinite timelines. So it's not that it's coming, the awakening. It's always been. It's always happened. It's happened. You know what I mean? Everything that exists and will exist, it's already existing. It's energy. It's crazy. But anyways, so the more you're doing the inner work, the more you're shifting yourself and changing your identity, doing whatever. You're shifting to the version of Earth, that timeline that is going through the awakening, right? So that's why you can only perceive the vibration you're of. So that's why every time you shift, you make quantum jumps, whatever the fuck. All of a sudden, boom, you shift yourself to a different timeline, a different version of Earth, and then you can only resonate with people that resonate with you. So when you leave those old people that were on your old autopilot self in the old timeline, it's not that you won't even be able to perceive of them because you switch timelines. It's so infinite. You will be on a whole different journey. You can only truly experience the vibe you're of. So if you're doing that at work and you actually are conscious and you are embodying the 5D, right? The unity, the love, the self-love, all that, this unconditional love, then you are shifting again the timeline to that version of you that resonates with this shift. So of course, the people who aren't upgrading and aren't connecting to their higher self, or who aren't doing the inner work, like I just said, they're gonna stay in that timeline. They're gonna stay in a different version of Earth that coexists with the one you're on right now. Now it's like, well, what if I'm on this timeline? Gonna I just, they're just gonna disappear? You know what I mean? They're gonna die. I can't interact with them. You can interact with them. You can, but you're not gonna resonate with them because they're just perceiving of a different reality, of a different Earth, if you will. That sounds fucking crazy to a person who doesn't understand this, and I can understand that. But I'm just channeling this shit, so it is what it is. Anywho, fucking yeah, they can't perceive of it because they're on a different vibe. You can only meet someone as far as you've come to know yourself. So how would they be able to resonate with you? So why would you want to talk to them? That's why the more you do your inner work, the people that you used to resonate with, they'll leave your life. They're on the same Earth, but they're experiencing a different version of it, if you will, a different timeline, because it's all here right now. You see what I mean? So when you shift your consciousness, when you change timelines, these people will leave your life, and you only perceive of the vibe you're of. So you'll attract more people who do get it, who are in alignment with you, and who are on a similar path and timeline as you. So that's why it's imperative that you make sure you're on the right timeline, because all these exist here and now. It's just what you're doing consciously, the amount of inner work, all that, how conscious you are truly. So you're not crazy, you're awake, you're aware. And that's the topic of this video, really. I'm gonna start walking over here because fuck it. Isn't that crazy though? Like, you literally shift your consciousness to a different version of Earth. So again, these people will leave your life. They don't resonate with you. They'll be in a different version of Earth. You could still interact with them on this version of Earth, if you will. It's just, it'll create resistance and you won't be in alignment. So either way, the universe will just separate you guys because you're not in alignment with each other, right? So it's not literally you shift to a different version of Earth, they're dead, they're gone. No, they're still alive. They're existing in a different vibe. They're only perceiving a different level of it. You know what I mean? They're perceiving the 3D or whatever. They're more in their ego, their unconscious self. So they're going to only perceive of so much based off where they at, right? So you could try to talk to them, but what's the point? They're not even resonating with you. So whether you keep trying to entertain that, or the universe will just push it away and make something happen to where you finally get the message that they're not in alignment with you. I just had to get that out real quick. But fucking, they're having a game down there. I appreciate it too because it gives me some good lighting. So before the lighting goes away, let's fucking get to talking, innit? But once you do keep doing the inner work, once you do keep raising your vibration, you'll get visions, right? You'll get downloads, you'll get insights, and especially if you do your daily due diligence and get your sun meditation, it opens the third eye. It's easier for you to receive the downloads and insights. But a lot of the times, this is why meditating is powerful, so that you really are aware with what is you and what is imagination or your ego, right? Your thoughts. Because when you really truly raise your awareness beyond the thoughts that you thought you were, you're able to differentiate between what's just thought and what is actually a download, right? A vision sent, downloaded from your higher self, your multidimensional self. So sometimes we'll get visions of something and we'll think, oh damn, really? Or is that just my imagination? But then it's just like, how did they come up with that? It came from somewhere, right? It was your, and we'll dismiss it as imagination. So we'll get ideas. Well, someone will be thinking of you, and then you'll think that it's your imagination. So anything psychically that you get, a lot of the time it's a psychic channel, but you think that it is your imagination, so you dismiss it, right? So that's why it is imperative that you trust your intuition, because it's usually the first thing that is right. For example, I was just chilling, meditating in a high vibe state, and all of a sudden I started to think about how it is in the higher realms, in the higher dimensions. Like, from how is technology there? You know what I mean? How is it living? And I remember to certain plant medicine experiences that I've had where I had an outer body experience, and I remembered that I went there. So it's like, as I was thinking, I got a vision, a memory. And this is how you know that it's not your imagination, because it feels like a memory, right? So all of a sudden I get a vision, a memory of when I was being shown in this other realm the technology that there is there, how it is there. And it felt so divine, so peaceful and bliss. It was just pure flow, divine energy. At the higher realms, they're more aware of what they are. They're more aware that everything is a fractal, it's an illusion, it's light. So they're able to really become one with this light, this energy. So even technology becomes alive, if that makes sense. They become one with their whole surroundings and their whole environment. They're so aware that everything is just it expressing itself, that the technology is alive. Like, I was being shown, I guess it was a symbol, but there was being shown some sort of gun. I thought it was a gun, but it was not to kill. It was like a gun, a tool of creation. So it's like it was like a metaphor. They would show me this tool and they would shoot out in the atmosphere creation. And they're basically saying, you can do this too. But up here it's faster because of the awareness and the vibe is higher. So basically saying that we are creators. So, and then it was so crazy too, because they gave me that gun, but it really was a symbol for creation. It was a gun that creates, it shoots light and energy into existence to create with thought. So it's like they can think what they want and then boom, creates it. Kind of like when you're playing a game and you're just literally creating a game. They said, they said, you can do this too. It's just slower where you are. So here in the earth realm, we can manifest too by thought, right? It's just the vibration slower. Because if you really truly understand that everything in reality that you see is light, it's tetrahedrons, it's atoms, it's energy vibrating so fast that it makes it appear to be solid. Because that's how fast it's vibrating to create the image that you see, to create the objects that you see. It's just vibrating at a fast rate that it appears to be solid, right? So everything truly isn't solid. And quantum physicists are proving that. You can look this up, or you can channel it and get this information by meditating. But so you could do it here. It's just the vibration is a little lower. Well, I could say a lot lower, but just it takes time to manifest things like that. So like here we put in the work, physically, and then ultimately it will attract itself. But at the higher states, they're more unity, they're more love, they're more egoless, they're more, not selfish, and just pride. They're just they're so unity, so love, that they're able to just create and teleport and do things that we would consider magic here. But they understand the truth of reality. They understand what's fell that it's all here right now. Time is non-linear. Everything exists here and now. But they're able to tap into the nature of existence, of its holographic nature, and they're able to manipulate that. So they truly can manipulate the energy that everything is, and they're able to shapeshift into or do whatever, really flowing with the game of this experience. I don't remember much fully. I know I could meditate and set the intentions to remember more, but what I want to say is, when I was driving, I got a vision, and it felt like a memory, thinking about the technology in the higher realms. And the memory I got was just me in this room, and it was filled and made of light. So it's like right here, this realm, right? It's life, there's trees, there's buildings, there's cars, there's people. But in the higher dimensional realm that I was at, it was just energy everywhere. It was a different form. And I was in this room with other beings. They were really a higher conscious beings, higher dimensional intelligence. And they were able to show me in the way that my mind could understand. So it's like, here in the 3D realm, our physical is manifesting all the time. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're manifesting all the time. It's just that it's a different vibe. Oh yeah, but that's what I was saying. The tool they gave me, the gun for creation or whatever, it was this is your mission is to create. Obviously not to kill, but to create. Your mission. So they gave me this tool, and it was the symbol for I am a creator. But we come from those realms too, right? We're visiting here temporarily. So I felt that. And it was like being remembered. I was being remembered and reassured that you came here to this earth realm to create. So create. Help people create. Because they're creators too. We're all creators. We're all one with this creation. So I said, okay, I will. But I just remember driving, and I got that vision of being in a room. That's how you know it's not imagination, because where did this come from? It was your higher self sending you this image in the way that your 3D mind could understand, your human mind could understand it. Because think about it, all this is light, all this is energy, all this is create reflection or reflecting itself so that you could understand it. So it's like, even when you are, and I was thinking about this earlier, even the words that we write, they're all meaningless. We've came up with every word and gave it a meaning to convey a message, a vibration, right? So the human language to create that. So the higher dimensional realms, whatever the fuck, there isn't a vibe that will convey itself so well in human vibe, in human language, you feel me? So they will, your higher self, your multidimensional self, so that your 3D mind, your human mind here in this realm could understand such a high vibe frequency. In order for you to understand it, you would have to get it in a form of a picture, a feeling, because that's how we're navigating this human experience, through meanings that we've given it. Even though in the universe is completely neutral, there is no meaning, but that's the point of this game that we're playing, right? We're playing a set of rules of how reality works. So you can only understand so much, and that's the point. You're here to remember, and remember that you are more than this. But a lot of the times when you're getting these insights, these visions, it could be easy to dismiss it, for sure. But you got to think that it came from somewhere. That thought came from somewhere. And the only way that your avatar could understand such a vast thing that that is beyond even human language, that you would get it in a form of a picture, of a feeling, whatever. So that's how I know that vision I got of the higher realms and how the technology is was more than my imagination, because I remember having to have visited that room when I was on a trip, when I was on a plant medicine experience. But it's like, it was so weird though. It felt like it was happening now. As I was feeling the memory, getting that intuitive download, it felt like I was there as I was driving thinking of it. Which I guess could make sense because time is non-linear. It's all happening right now. So it probably was there. I was probably sensing my higher self in that room as we spoke, because really your avatar is only a shadow of your higher dimensional self. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of you here and there's a part of you in other realms as we speak. It's all here and now. So I guess that makes sense. I really probably was there. But I was shown that, yeah, like, everything truly is energy expressing itself. You could say the energy here on this planet is pretending to be so solid and serious, but it's not. It's just, it's dancing. It's a field of energy dancing. And when you really truly understand that consciousness truly is a dance, we're all dancing with each other. We're expressing ourselves. We truly are the consciousness expressing it through different forms, different whatever, just really becoming aware of itself. But when I was there, it was so humbling. I'm telling you, if you know, you know. I'm not the only one that's had these experiences where you go to this realm and it's like, it feels so ecstasy like. So ecstasy like. And the beings there live differently than humans do, obviously, because they're at a higher vibe. But they're literally able to manipulate the energy around them and manifest anything like that. Like, because they're aware that everything is a vibration. So they think of something, boom, there it is. They can teleport. They can do crazy shit that our human mind would think is crazy. We just can't do that in this reality right now. Isn't that crazy? Like, to know that there's different planes of existence beyond human form. It's so humbling. It really is. And you can't talk about this to everyone, right? Because why? It sucks. I mean, I do, like, we're all shifting to the timeline, the awakening, whatever. But there's people that when you talk about esoteric shit like this is why I like making videos like this, because I'm not the only one. I feel that. But there's people that when you talk about shit like this, nah, you're crazy, bro. You fucking trip too much. Well, just like you smoke too much weed, this and that. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, life is real. You're serious. Like, be serious. Yeah, it makes me laugh. So the whole point of this video, guys, was just that you're not crazy. You're channeling. You're aware. And maybe you're aware, or you've kind of forgot that you are, especially once you go through this awakening and you keep meditating, you forgot how connected you are to your higher dimensional self. So really, you're always being sent messages and visions from your higher self, but the only way that your human mind can comprehend of it in the first place is through a vision, a picture, right? For how far you've come to understand yourself in reality. Because is there really a meaning to anything? Did we just give it a meaning? Did we just make it up? You know what I'm saying? Probably. But these beings in the higher realms is pretty. They understand that everything is just truly a dance, energy. They're able to harness that. They don't attach. Telepathy is more real. I mean, it's real here. Just like when you're with your friend and you jinx each other. You guys are on the same vibration. Your auric fields are colliding and you guys are just tapped in with each other. So you say the same shit. It's a form of telepathy. If you were to tap in with your own self and raise your awareness, you could actually strengthen that telepathy through the third eye, through intuition. But anyways, these beings that higher dimension are able to do it like that because their awareness is higher. They're more conscious, right? And through being more conscious, more more unconditional loving, you're able to do things that we aren't able to do here. It's crazy, bro. I'm gonna meditate on this and get more visions up there so I can share to you guys. I know you guys are curious too. But yeah, it just goes to show how much of this there isn't. Like, there's so much more than this experience, than humans going to work and paying bills and doing this and that and the third. So much more. There's a whole lot of other star systems with life on them, living, playing their part of creation, but in a different way than we are. And you're a part of that. That's how infinite your soul is. You are there right now. Not the you, the ego, but the you, the infinite you. So not me as Josh. I'm Josh in this lifetime, in this form, in this, reality. But the real me, the soul, beyond form, beyond the name and identity, I am there too. Yeah. Star seeds are real. You're a star seed. You are. I promise you. And you're not crazy. Again, this system that we are in right now, this paradigm of consciousness that's dying, 3D separation, it's not fit to hold awakened beings. It's not fit to hold such advanced souls, especially the star seeds that came in and incarnated here during this time. They come from a realm, you come from a realm, we come from a realm where, again, the realm I was talking about, so advanced, so beyond all of this, so beyond validation, so beyond, status and whatever. So it's like you come here and it's all so outdated, the school systems, how people are, and it just, you feel out of place because your soul remembers that this isn't it, there's more. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I've been here for so long. Why is it still like this? You know what I mean, in a way? Like, I would always daydream about telekinesis, and that shit's real. But where we come from, that is shit is real and as regular as breathing. Teleportation, flying, telekinesis. What seems to be fantasy and imagination is actually real. It's existing in a different dimension. Think about it. All these movies, all these books, video games, it's a thought that came somewhere. When people are coming together in a group and they're channeling they're literally channeling ideas. They came from somewhere. Star Wars is probably real too, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? George Lucas focused that shit. It was all a symbol, a metaphor, right? The force is with you. The chi, the prana, we're all one with this experience, the force. So it's all really, it exists somewhere. That's how infinite this universe is, or the universe, creation. I'm not trying to make this a long ass video. I just wanted to remind you guys, we ain't crazy. You're awakening, you're aware, and you came here to do new, to help shift our collective into the awaken during this awakening, right? The people that will resonate with you, you'll find. The people that don't, they'll leave. Some people are not meant to be unplugged. They're not meant to awaken. It's not your job to awaken everyone, hell no. But the people who are ready to hear you, go ahead. Plant some seeds, help them out. But you can't save everyone. It's literally the leading a horse to drink water type of shit. You know what I mean? So just believe in yourself. Believe in the process. And the more you clear your mind, the more you meditate, the more you breathe, whatever, the more you'll be able to differentiate what's imagination and what's actually a download, a vision. And most of the time, my friends, it is a vision. So trust yourself. You are the universe. You don't trust the universe, you don't trust yourself. Simple. Truly. So, trust in yourself. You're going to be all right. Just keep the receptive vibe open, I guess you could say. And how do you do that? You meditate. Put the intention on receiving. Whether it's blessings, new downloads, and insights, just receive, and you will receive. Whether you want to know how life is in the other realms, whether you want to know what the technology is in other realms. That's what I was gonna say too. If you've come this far, if you're still watching, thank you. If you're still watching, you give a fuck. But the tech. Oh, you know what? I wrote it down. What I remembered. Hold up. All right, cool. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Okay, guys. This is what I channeled. So I wrote down the Earth plane. Our technology is built to interact with specific density, frequency, and energy patterns of this realm. So it makes total sense in the higher realms, or other planets with different energetic signatures, their technology would likely be vastly different, maybe even unrecognizable to us. Because guess what? In higher vibrational realms, where matter is less dense and more fluid or light based, what we think of as technology might be more like conscious energy tools. So it's yeah, literally that's what I was trying to say. Because everything is consciousness and it's more alive. Because if you think about it, everything is alive. It's just vibrating in a different state. All right, let me see. So, devices or systems that respond directly to thought, intention, or frequency. It wouldn't necessarily be physical at all. It could be fully integrated with the being's consciousness. Organic tech, that harmonizes with their own energetic fields. No separation between mind and machine, quote unquote. This is what I was channeling, and I wrote it down on my notepad because I couldn't make the video, but I wanted to remember. Oh, fuck. Sorry, there's something. So, our current understanding of quantum physics might only scratch the surface of what's plausible in those realms. It's like trying to understand a symphony with only one note. That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, duh. So, oh, this is what I was trying to see. I wrote something else. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is what I wrote down. But that knowing that we tap into, these downloads or these intuitive glimpses that often come from our higher self, or even versions of you that exist in those other planes of existence, they feel familiar, like a remembrance, because you're not just imagining. It is a memory. You're picking up on that stream. So another dimension is what we call technology might actually be alive, fluid, bioconscious, or even crystalline based. Just like how when you're raising your vibration, you're shifting your body from a carbon-based body to more of a crystalline-based body, right? So you're actually becoming more light, your higher vibrations. Like literally, that's what I was saying. The more you raise your vibration, the more your consciousness, your vessel was so sorry, because it's all energy. You're made up of energy. So as soon as you raise your frequency, your whole form shifts to that frequency with you. So it becomes more crystalline based for sure. But up there, yeah, dude, even more crystalline based, responding to emotion, sound, or even coherent thought. I'm like, what did I say? Oh, okay. I was likely seeing those because of the frequency of already resonating with them, because it goes to say that you can only perceive the vibration I'm of. So because I've been doing all this inner work, I was able to perceive of that high vibe thoughts, you know what I mean? The esoteric thoughts. But yeah, bro, we're tuning into multidimensional memory is what this is. We're literally slipping through the veil and tapping into a higher version of you and reality where that level of tech is natural. That's how often it happens. You could have these visions through dreams, DMT trips, deep meditations, when the mind gets quiet enough for the soul to speak. Like I said, you gotta meditate. So, yeah. The 5D, man. It was truly beyond 5D in these realms, though. The separation dissolved, everything is woven in unity, consciousness, crystal-like structures, and vibrant light are a classic sign up there. So that's how you know where I was in that realm. It was literally just crystal. Everything was just light and vibrating. And it felt nirvana. So it was just me remembering how it felt to be in those realms before we came here. So it's like reconnecting. It was revisiting for sure. It was a remembrance for sure, yes. But over there, the reason why it felt so blissful, because it was resonating so much. It was resonating so much for me to be back in that state where everything flowed with truth and love. That's why it felt so ecstasy like, because I was so connected to truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucking beautiful. It was basically kind of like an Akashic field, right? But everything was alive and structured. Like, god damn it, guys. Technology is. We're not advanced in technology at all. They like to believe. We're led to believe that we're progressing in technology, but we're actually very behind. And I believe as well that there is technology being suppressed from the collective, but at higher dimensional realms, like technology is just fucking beautiful. They didn't allow it to separate themselves, though. They unionized themselves with it because they understand that everything truly is one. It's all a different vibration, vibrating in a different state, a different frequency, whatever. The form, the matter there, whatever. But so they were able to harmonize with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it is beautiful just feeling that. I got deja vu saying this shit right now. So if you resonate with this, I appreciate it. Go ahead and drop a like in the comment, or comment, subscribe, all that shit that the YouTubers say. I'll probably make more videos on this for sure because this is something that hits home. But yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, that's what it was too, though. It felt like I was in a room with, yeah, they had like transport systems, they had like a communication hub, like a form of a library, but it was like a library of everything that exists. It's so different. The technology. There is no. I promise you guys. I'm trying so hard to describe what I saw, but there is no. Since we've given every word a meaning and every meaning a word, there is no human word that can describe what I saw because it's just so high vibrational that there is no word that would properly convey such a high vibe frequency. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. But if you want to know yourself, just meditate, tap in, ask, show me. Say to your higher self, say, show me the realm, show me what is technology like in the higher realms. And you will receive an image, a vision. You'll probably even have an outer body experience, go to that realm. Or if you really want to go to the realm, you don't gotta do this. I'm not saying you gotta do this, but take some plant medicines, you know what I'm saying? Have some guidance, have a shaman there, have someone that can trips at you. I don't know. But only you know intuitively what you should do. But damn it, guys, I haven't made a long video like this in a minute. I like it. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. I'm a Staley Days. I'm a fucking titty, and you're not crazy. You're awakening.